Hi everybody, it's Aubrey from Drafted, and today I'm in the Salsify office with Russo, who is their head of talent acquisition. So thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Super excited.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about Salsify and a little bit of background about your role here as well.
Sure. So Salsify is just an amazing company. I know I'm biased, but I love being able to say that I am an employee and a teammate here at Salsify. We are a SaaS product experience organization that has seen tremendous growth over the past few years. We just hit our 405 employee mark, and we also just hit our 50 million in revenue.
Awesome. So it's super exciting.
Very.
Lots of good growth.
And yes, keeps us very busy.
Yeah, sure. And so my first question is, how do you help your team tackle the growth head on?
So my team specifically, which is the global talent acquisition team, we're really lucky in that everybody here at the organization takes recruiting very seriously.
That's great.
And which then leads us to have just amazing relationships with interview teams, the hiring managers. They really take an ownership perspective at top of funnel all the way through. And, you know, when we see significant growth and we have tremendous hiring goals, you know, we try to really think about what's most critical to Salsify.
Yeah.
And so that we can be really smart in how we address our own team's capacity to make sure that we're focusing on what matters most, and then perhaps leveraging the business in the areas in which they can also kind of take on some heavy lift.
Awesome. So a lot of strategy is going into it.
Yep.
It's not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. You guys are kind of tackling it in the smartest way possible. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. We just try to be very intentional with the capacity. There's not unlimited capacity, because if there were, I think we all would be incredibly happy. So we just tried to be incredibly intentional with our capacity and making sure that we don't spread ourselves like peanut butter, and that we are hyper-focused on what makes the most sense and what's most critical to Salsify.
Of course. And you also kind of touched on the fact that your team spends time like building relationships among the different kind of facets of the talent team, but also like a lot of times talent has to build relationships with every part of the organization, every team, and it can be really challenging. And so what advice would you give somebody in talent who wants to get better or wants to make sure that they're building those relationships in the best way?
I would just say remain tenacious. The relationships are incredibly important to the success of, I would say, the ability to get the best. And I think that, you know, how I think about the hiring manager and kind of recruiter relationship is that it's a partnership, and that you each play an incredible and a really important role in the kind of hiring process. And that might evolve and change throughout the funnel, but that you really can't do it without each other. And so in times when maybe it's difficult to build that relationship, or there's just not the knowledge of the market or the importance of candidate experience, you know, I always say to my team, it's, you know, have confidence, be that partner, that consultative partner, you know, lean in with a strategic voice and allow them to leverage you for your expertise.
Right. And so it's important to kind of work in tandem, side by side. Because at the end of the day, candidate experience is so important.
It's so important, and there's multiple, you know, we talk about candidate experience a lot and how we can deliver a kind of memorable and fantastic experience that whether you get the job or not, that you'll talk to your friends or family about Salsify. And, you know, in order, I think, for that to be delivered, not just from the recruiter, but also it's in just communication. And that also requires over communication between the hiring managers and the recruiting team. And honestly, the broader interview team. Alignment is key. A friend of mine says misalignment is the root of all evil, and it is. And so our goal is to always remain aligned so that we deliver the best experience possible.
Shifting gears a little bit, before working in talent, you were a marketer.
I was. Yeah, I spent a fair amount of my career in the digital media marketing space at kind of full service digital advertising agency before going spending some time on the kind of marketing advertising side at TripAdvisor. and trying to transition to my career at TripAdvisor from leading the advertising solutions team to leading the talent acquisition team.
Is there anything that you learned, especially from that side of the business, that has helped you now, like on the talent side?
Absolutely. I mean, recruiting is a sales and marketing function. And quite frankly, there's, how we think about sales enablement. There's enablement functions within, the recruiting team. But I would say if I had to choose one thing is that know your audience and make sure that you personalize, that you are incredibly targeted in your campaign, your outreach, whatever it might be. It's know who you're going after, know how to position your messaging, and go after them and be, again, I use that word intentional, be very intentional in your pursuit to attract and engage them.
Yeah, and I think that it's clear that that's why your team is seeing so much success here. It's because you're creating like a very warm and welcoming candidate experience.
We do. We take it very seriously. It's incredibly important for us to set our candidates up for success before they even get on site. And we, want them to feel like we're hosting them while they're here. And through all of the kind of our beliefs, from top of funnel to bottom funnel, it's important for us to deliver an experience that makes them want to be here.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. That was all my questions.
Thank you.
And this was wonderful. And this is actually, when you walk into Salsify, this is their welcoming room.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful and super cozy. So if I was a candidate coming in here, I wouldn't want to leave.
It's beautiful. It's bright. It's welcoming. The wall behind that you can't see showcases so many of our customers, but at this point we're growing so much, but not all of them. But we're really excited to be part of Boston and to be growing, fast-paced SaaS company.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.